You don't miss them. You miss the version of you that existed when they were around. That's the part nobody tells you. You say you miss their voice, but if they called right now and acted the same way they did at the end, would you really feel safe? Or would your stomach start doing that little anxiety flip? Be honest. Because most of the time, you don't miss them. You miss the good mornings. You miss the inside jokes. You miss having someone to text when something mildly interesting happens, like when your food delivery guy forgets the sauce and now it's a whole emotional event. You don't miss the person. You miss the role they played in your life. It's like when your favorite cafe closes. You say, I miss that place so much. But if you're honest, you don't miss the cracked chair or the slow Wi-Fi. You miss how you felt there. The comfort, the routine, the version of you that sat there feeling calm and inspired. That's what's happening. Your brain is replaying highlights, not the full movie. Notice how when you think about them, your mind magically skips the arguments. The confusion? The nights you stared at your ceiling wondering if you were too much. Funny how memory edits out the bad parts like a professional video editor. You're not missing the person who ignored you for hours. You're missing the person you hoped they would become. And hope is a powerful thing. Hope makes you romanticize. It makes you rewrite history. It makes you think, maybe if I had just said this differently, or maybe if the timing was better. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If it was meant to stay, it would have stayed without you shrinking yourself. Let's talk about what you really miss. You miss being chosen. You miss feeling wanted. You miss having plans. You miss having someone who made your phone light up and your heart race at the same time. That's not about them. That's about how they made you feel. And here's where it gets interesting. Your brain doesn't crave people. It craves familiarity, even if that familiarity hurt you. Because predictable pain feels safer than unpredictable peace. Read that again. Sometimes you'd rather go back to someone who disappointed you than sit alone with the unknown. Because at least with them, you knew the pattern. They'd pull away. You'd overthink. They'd come back. You'd forgive. It was chaotic, but it was familiar. Now it's quiet. And quiet feels scary. So your brain says, you miss them. But what you're actually missing is stimulation. The emotional roller coaster. The habit of checking your phone. The routine of thinking about someone before bed. It's like quitting sugar. The first few days, you don't miss the taste. You miss the dopamine hit. Same thing here. You're detoxing from emotional attachment. That doesn't mean it wasn't real. It just means your nervous system got used to a certain rhythm. And now it's adjusting. Let me ask you something. If you saw them happy with someone else, would you miss them, or would your ego feel bruised? Sometimes we confuse rejection with longing. We don't miss the person. We miss feeling important to them. That's human. That's normal. That's not weakness. But don't turn that into a love story that never existed. You don't miss the nights you cried. You don't miss questioning your worth. You don't miss walking on emotional eggshells. You miss the version of the relationship that lived in your imagination. And imagination is powerful. It can turn 3 good months into the best thing that ever happened. It can turn bare minimum effort into they were trying their best. It can turn silence into maybe they just need space. Listen, when someone leaves your life, it creates a gap. And your brain hates gaps. So it fills them with fantasy. That's why at 2 a.m., suddenly everything feels romantic. Suddenly the red flags look pink. Daylight is logical. Midnight is emotional. That's just how it works. But here's the most important part. Missing someone doesn't mean you should go back. Craving familiarity doesn't mean it was healthy. And feeling lonely doesn't mean you chose wrong. It means you're adjusting to a new normal. Growth feels like loss at first. Because you're shedding a version of yourself. The one who tolerated less. The one who accepted crumbs. The one who thought, almost, was enough. That version is fading. Of course it feels uncomfortable. But discomfort isn't a sign you made a mistake. It's a sign you're expanding. So next time your brain whispers, you miss them. Pause. Ask yourself, do I miss them? Or do I miss not being alone? Do I miss them? Or do I miss who I was when I felt chosen? Do I miss them? Or do I miss the fantasy of what could have been? Be honest. Because clarity is kinder than nostalgia. And here's something nobody talks about. The right person won't feel like withdrawal. The right connection won't feel like you're constantly trying to decode a text message like it's a secret government file. It won't feel like anxiety disguised as excitement. When it's healthy, you won't be this confused after it ends. You don't miss them. You miss certainty. You miss comfort. You miss the story you thought you were going to live. And that's okay. But don't run back to a closed door just because the hallway feels empty. Stay in the hallway long enough. Another door will open. And when it does, you'll realize something powerful. You were never missing them. You were just learning how to choose yourself.